issue for world humanity. On the Emperor Hirohito's first visit to the United States, he was asked for his thought on the atomic bombings. The Emperor responded that while he deeply sympathized with the victims of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, we could only resign ourselves to the fact that it was during a time of war. This might have been the only way he was able to address the issue, but this answer was unacceptable. Given that Japan was the first country where the issue that goes to the very survival of humanity was put to the test, the Emperor, when the opportunity presented itself, should have said, "It was a tragedy for the whole of humanity. Nuclear weapons warfare must be abandoned." Diplomatic reasons may have prevented him from making a statement like that. However, even if the Emperor said it could not have been helped, humanity must not be resigned to it. If we say that it could not have been helped, the fate of the people of Hiroshima and Nagasaki becomes the future fate of world humanity. Religion active in the modern era must stop this from becoming our fate. The next nuclear war will condemn the entire world to death. Even scholars are not hopeful about the prospect for survival. The current peace movement was born when at the same time organized religion took up the very issue of nuclear weapons. Whether we are crazy or not, for the survival of humanity, the use of nuclear weapons must be prevented at all costs. We must eliminate all nuclear weapons from the face of the earth. This is what modern religion must be about. These are the words of the most venerable Nichidatsu Fuji, the founder of our order, Nipponzan Myohoji, who delivered this Dharma talk on 12 September 1977 at Kamakura, Japan. Although the Japanese government says that the Fukushima nuclear power plant accident, that triple meltdowns, could not have been helped due to the unexpected gigantic tsunami, world humanity cannot possibly accept this explanation. In order for humanity to survive, nuclear weapons and nuclear power must be eliminated from the face of the earth, as these are the very causes of human and ecological catastrophe. Thank you very much.
This walk is from Aldermaston, where the nuclear weapons are being made and designed, and where Trident is being planned to be replaced at the moment. And it's come to Hinkley Point, where there's a nuclear power station about to be built, another one. And it is to link these two people's movements, because it's up to us to remove these threats. The government is not going to do it, the corporations are not going to do it, it's up to us. And it's very important that we link the peace movement with the environment movement and with the climate change movement, because very few people are expressing the fact that the military use up most of the carbon resources and the oil resources in the world, and they're a major contributor to climate change. So I just want to say it's been a privilege to take part in this walk and to link up the Aldermaston and Burfield campaigns, the anti-nuclear movement campaigns, with the civil and the military end goals. And just as you're working here at Hinkley, and there'll be a demonstration here on the 8th, the mass trespass, which I'll be coming to, and hopefully everyone here will be coming to, there will be a series of direct actions at Aldermaston starting in February and lasting for at least 3 years, and we invite everyone there to bring the Hinkley campaign to Aldermaston and make your link there as well.
Campaigning against the proposal for a power station over there. Thank you very much for bearing witness to the connection between nuclear power and nuclear weapons, which is obviously very important part of our argument against this technology. You may have seen the big fences round, big barbed wire fences. That doesn't mean that they've started to build the nuclear power station yet. A lot of people in the area think that they have. It's already got the go-ahead, but in fact EDF, the company that wants to build it, does not have permission yet. They don't have approval for the new type of reactor. They haven't started to do the big groundworks, which they already have permission for. So the possibility of stopping it is still strong, and as long as people are here to join protests like this and the one in October, then we can stop it. And it's just a quick reminder that we were here over 20 years ago when there were plans to build a nuclear power station here. They got permission to build it, but it never happened. So you don't have to believe just because the government is in favour of it and a big company like EDF is in favour of it, it's going to happen. We can stop it, and we will.
Yeah.
Yay!
Sister Marita has asked me to say some words about my visit to Hiroshima toward the end of last month. Hiroshima is a city of many memorials due to the sheer scale of the tragedy that happened there, but one which struck me particularly was the memorial to the children, and particularly to Sadako Sasaki, a little girl who died aged 10 from exposure to radiation when she was a baby. What I asked myself was, what did a child of 10 or a child of 1 know about Emperor Hirohito or unconditional surrender or the Second World War? What did the war have to do with her? Yet she was caught up in it anyway. And that is the evil of radioactivity. It kills and harms many miles away from the place where it's released, and potentially many years later. Why am I bringing this up here, you might be wondering? Because nuclear power and nuclear weapons are effectively the same thing. One releases all of the energy and the radiation in an instant, and the other releases both over a much longer period. And even if this power station and the successor that they want to build have a perfect safety record, which they don't and won't, small amounts of radioactivity will have been entering in the environment all the time. And when they are closed down, their waste will remain dangerous for up to 10,000 years, which is longer than recorded human history. Who is to say that the waste will remain contained and safe from terrorists, safe from natural disasters? There is plenty of potential for this plant to kill more innocent and unsuspecting people than the Hiroshima bomb did. And that is why I say, end all nuclear technology now.
Yeah. Yay!
Well, apart from the American military and the British military, the only other terrorists that I know are the companies that build these things. I just walked around 54 of these monstrous things in Japan, and I've seen what they do, and I've seen what they do when they go wrong. Fukushima is still terrible. People are still suffering, and it's just the beginning. It's going to get a lot worse. There's no structured radiation monitoring. There's no looking after the people. There's children that can only go outside for 1 hour a day because the government won't help to relocate them. The government is not putting money into fixing Fukushima, helping the people who are suffering, or giving them food or medicine. Fukushima is pumping out 400 tons of radioactive water into the open ocean every hour. This thing they want to build here is the same design, water-cooled reactor, exactly the same kind of reactor as Fukushima. If it happened here, say bye-bye to the whole of the bottom end of this country, not just the small amount that's on that rucksack, wherever it is, the little target sign. It's going to be a lot bigger than that, because it goes into the food chain, and once it's in the food chain it's cumulative, and it goes into the air, and they can't stop it. Fukushima's only just begun, and it's going to get much worse. And what I saw, it's hell. It's absolute hell out there. Unbelievable. And they're getting lied to all the time. All the time. I don't want to see that happen here. I don't want to see it happen anywhere in the world ever again. And as for nuclear power stations being different from nuclear weapons, says the mayor of Nagasaki, well, your byproduct from your nuclear power station is plutonium and uranium, which is used to make depleted uranium weapons and nuclear bombs. They're intricately connected. The governments want them to keep their regimes of terror on other countries by making more toxic weapons, meanwhile slowly poisoning their own population who they keep quiet by giving them things like EastEnders and Neighbours. Stop them. Don't let it build it, because you'll lose everything here. Even if that thing is running and it's perfect, it still leaches radiation every day into the open ocean. That's the beginning of your food chain. It kills all the plankton by sucking the water in, raises the temperature of the ocean, and slowly, very slowly, radiates all your fish and shellfish. So after about 50, 100 years, your children's children are going to be bearing mutations. Even if this thing works perfectly its whole entire life, it's still going to irradiate you. One way or the other, it's going to do it. Don't let them build it in the first place, and make sure they damn well take care of the poison they've already got in there, because you'll end up like Fukushima. The American Indians have a thing: when you make a decision, an important decision that affects your people, you have to think 7 generations ahead. That's 150, 250 years, something like that, maybe even longer. They're not even thinking 50 years ahead when they're building this. You need to think 7 generations ahead, because you're the future ancestors of your children that are going to suffer this. And I'm not going to suffer this, because I've seen firsthand what it does, and it's disgusting and sick. Thank you. Sorry.